Okay, so now that all of my tests have passed, it's time to try it out with real hardware. So I have already connected up my I.O. board, my UPduino, and wired it all up. I have not yet plugged it into USB, but I'll do that momentarily. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Okay, and now in my environment here, I'm going to launch the FPGA image server. So when I click that, it'll run a web server within my container here. I'm going to click Open in Browser. I happen to be using Chrome. This works really well in Chrome and Edge. It does not work in Safari. Safari can't talk to items connected over USB cables. So I'm going to hit the connect button here. When I do that, it should prompt a little message here showing me that my UPduino is currently plugged into my computer, allowing me to select it and connect to it. Now, once I'm connected, there will be a few binary files provided for you to allow debugging just to confirm that the connection is correct. So I'm going to go ahead and upload green.bin. So green.bin just confirms that it can talk to the UPduino. It's going to turn on a green LED on the UPduino itself. Then I'm going to upload LED and key test. And basically that just makes sure that the screen is connected up correctly. So the screen will display the digits 0 through 7. When I click on the individual buttons, they'll turn on a corresponding LED above the button. Now that that's done and it looks like my environment can talk to my Arduino and that my LED and keyboard is connected up correctly, I'm going to go ahead and run the task 1.5, the washer ICE40 bit stream. So this will take our code, it'll synthesize it for the ICE40, and go ahead and upload it. Goes red, showing that it was erasing it, and now it's uploaded. So now I can actually look at what's going on over here with my washer machine. So there are a couple of buttons that are important. The leftmost button will represent the start button, and then the fourth button in from the left, fifth from the right, will represent our ability to change mode. So when I press this button, it's going to cause the mode to go up. The middle digit here represents the mode. So currently it's in 0, 2, 3, 1, 6. So these are the numeric representations of the binary code for our different modes. Also, notice when I press the button, the dot there flashes. If I press and hold it, the little decimal point is continuing to stay on. Basically, that just indicates that the button is working. If I see that flash on, I know that the button itself is working correctly. Similarly, the start button will cause the little decimal point on the leftmost digit to flash. Our other lights correspond to the output from my state machine. So the leftmost output indicates that my state machine for my washer is currently in the idle mode. Others represent hot and cold water, and so on and so forth. And then because there weren't enough lights at the top, the last two decimal points also represent some I/O lights. So I'm currently in mode 1. I'm going to go ahead and press this button, which is the start button. And the left digit over here will kind of show us how far along we are in our wash cycle. So it will kind of circulate around to indicate an entire cycle. So we're going through one cycle, it's doing the hot and the cold water, then it's moving on, it's doing some of the other cycles, and then finally it goes back to idle. It's done with a complete wash cycle, and it is now waiting to possibly do another wash cycle.